Hello and welcome to the May 2015 Manheim Township Fire Rescue Monthly Update. I'm going to go a little out of our traditional order this month. First I want to touch on a couple training items. Next month for June, the week of June 15th, is Safety and Health Week through the International Association of Fire Chiefs and the Safety, Health, and Survival section. As usual, we will post some information and have some very specific events going on that week. Next week we hope to have a posting up of the different things that are going to happen that week here in the MTFR system, including some specific drills, webinar times where you can log in and take some webinars through the IAFC that we're going to make available to everyone, and perhaps a guest speaker or two that will be in during the week, presumably in the evenings, to do a few things for us. Also, while we're talking about training, you should be receiving via email some 2015 BLS protocol updates from the Pennsylvania Department of Health. If you are a first responder, EMT, or paramedic, we encourage you to make sure that you follow the links and the email information that are being sent out so you can review those protocols. The new BLS protocols do go into effect 15 June, so please make sure you take a look at that. Also, finally, for training is a hose load update. We've been working on taking a look at a redeployment of our long line that's coming off the tailboard of the structural engines. Captain Bezic has a project underway where we're taking input from everyone in the system, volunteer and career, and he has 6 specific dates set. 2 of those have already passed, so there are 2 daytime dates remaining and 2 evening dates remaining, where you'll have your opportunity to bring your thoughts and ideas out. We're going to videotape all of those, take some notes, and then once all 6 sessions are totally complete, we're going to review those and see if we are indeed going to make a change to that line, either how it's deployed or the length of the line or the size of the line. So the long line off the tailboard is specifically what we're looking at, but if you have some thoughts and ideas on the other lines that are deployed off the engine company, please bring those thoughts with you as well. A couple apparatus notes for this month. First, Squad 207 has returned from the shop. Squad 207 should have its equipment reloaded within the next day or 2, and that unit will be placed back in service. Once that is complete, the Ford Expedition that has been running in place of Squad 207 will get converted over and will become the new Squad 208 vehicle. That Expedition is the former duty officer vehicle at Neffsville and will now be running and be available as a secondary squad at that station. Also for this month, we want to talk about a change that's been made in the equipment complement and equipment location on the 4 structural engines. On the rear tailboard compartment on all 4 engines, that compartment has been rearranged and the cones have been moved over so that on that tailboard compartment you now have the 2 bins of absorbent, 2 bags of cribbing, 2 step chalks, and the set of portable cones. In the right rear officer compartment on the 4 structural engines, in the location where the portable cones were located, we've now put the 50-foot pony section of blue 5-inch supply line. This is the pony section that was previously loaded on the hose bed. We've disconnected it and again moved it to this compartment to be used as a pony section. You now have on the hose bed a true 1,200 feet, all in 100-foot sections. A note this month on pre-fire survey. The Lidditz Pike Bridge replacement project is now 100% complete with the exception of the removal of the old bridge, which is not affecting any traffic patterns any longer. So the bridge at Lidditz Pike, McGovern Avenue in front of the train station, and the Prince Street intersection are now complete. And with that, there have been several traffic changes that we'd like to review because they will affect apparatus operations going to calls on that end of the township. As you can see, all 4 lanes on the Lidditz Pike Bridge are now open, 2 northbound and 2 southbound. This is the intersection of Lidditz Pike, Duke Street, and McGovern Avenue. As you can see, we can now come over the bridge southbound from Lidditz Pike and make a direct turn onto McGovern Avenue directly in front of the Lancaster train station. This is going to give you access to this block of McGovern Avenue and also North Christian Street, which you can see here to the left. This is Fruitville Pike, Manheim Pike coming over the Prince Street Bridge onto Prince Street. Again, as you can see, all lanes are open. 2 lanes moving southbound on Prince, 2 coming from McGovern going northbound over the Prince Street Bridge. What has changed at this intersection is now our ability to make a left-hand turn. So from the left lane of Prince Street coming over the bridge, we can now make a left onto McGovern Avenue. This again will give us direct access to McGovern Avenue, which will lead us to North Queen Street and North Christian Street without having to travel all the way to Liberty Street. One reminder this month for public education, coming up next month on June 26 and 27 is our yearly cadet camp program held at Station 207. It is time to coordinate the staff for that event. We ask you to go to NessvilleFire.com follow the link to cadet camp on that page, and staff members can sign up there so that we can get an accurate head count and make sure that we have enough folks to operate cadet camp this year. As we come to the close of the update for this month, I would be remiss if I didn't have a few comments about our good friend Woody Woodward, who we laid to rest yesterday. Earlier this week, we had the opportunity to pay tribute to Woody Woodward. Most of our folks here in the MTFR system knew Woody, some very well. Woody started his fire service career as a junior at the Lafayette Fire Department, moved to Rohrerstown later in his career, and through his illness ultimately ended up becoming the staff photographer for us here in the Manheim Township Fire Rescue System. We had the opportunity to attend a moving tribute for Woody as he lost his courageous battle with cancer over the weekend. We'd like to remember Woody, all the fun times that we had with Woody, everything that he's done for us in the fire service, and we should always remember to keep his wife and his young son Wyatt in our prayers. The events of the past few days also give me the opportunity to provide two very important reminders to you. Something that here in the MTFR system we have the ability to provide, but we don't do a very good job of keeping up with it. Number one is what we refer to as the Line of Duty Death Questionnaire. Although it's titled Line of Duty Death, it can be used anytime a member will either suddenly, tragically pass away, whether in the line of duty or not. We maintain this form in the SOG book in one of the appendix in the back. The purpose of the form is to really capture some very personal, confidential information that either a volunteer or a career member here in our organization may want to provide to us for, again, their untimely death. Things that will discuss funeral arrangements, their preference, for example, if they would like to have any type of firefighter honors, if they were in the military and they may be entitled to a military funeral, who may they want to contact their family, any religious preferences. So the form is pretty comprehensive, and again, it is confidential in nature. The form is available, and we encourage everyone to use it because, again, even if it's not a line of duty death and it's simply an untimely passing of someone, sometimes a lot of that information is not captured, and if after the fact we don't have that information, it makes planning very difficult after the fact. But again, we capture that information. It goes in a confidential envelope that you would obtain either from myself or Deputy Chief Bory. The envelope is sealed on the back with your signature, so no one will ever see what's in that envelope unless, again, there's an untimely passing. Once you are no longer in our system, again, whether volunteer or career, we would take this envelope and simply shred it without opening it, and we would never ever see the information that's inside. So again, we would encourage you to find that form in the appendix of the SOG book, fill the form out as completely as possible, hold on to the form, see either myself or Deputy Chief Bory. We will give you the red confidential envelope. You put the paper in, seal it with your signature, and then you would see us place it in your personnel file where it will stay until hopefully it goes in the shredder and we never need to use it. Also along those lines, specifically for our volunteer personnel, the Firefighters Relief Association does provide supplemental insurance through Provident Insurance. Beneficiary forms are critically important. That again is something that we usually don't pay a whole lot of attention to, but if you've had some kind of change of life status, whether married, divorced, a new significant other, children, we would encourage you to update your beneficiary form as quickly as possible. And again, we keep that confidential in your personnel file. So again, if you have not done a beneficiary form for quite some time, we would encourage you to update that and get that back to us. As we close this month with the May update, just a request from myself. We do track and we can see how many people are watching the monthly update every month. We've had a fairly significant drop already just from January of 2015, and we're already at that same point in time where we discontinued the paper copies of the monthly update because people simply weren't taking the time to read them and make themselves familiar with the information. If you're watching this right now, I would encourage you to make sure others in your organization, again, any one of our 3 stations, volunteer or career, pass the word that they should be watching the monthly update because this is where they're going to get that critically important information that we're trying to share with you every month. That's all we have for May. Until next month, stay safe, and we'll see you then.